Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to journey back in time to 19th century America. We're going to meet a woman who dared to challenge the norms of her era. Her name is Margaret Fuller, and she was a force to be reckoned with. She was a writer, a critic, and a passionate advocate for social justice. Margaret Fuller's story is one of incredible intellect, unwavering determination, and a profound belief in the power of the individual. She lived in a time when women were expected to be silent and subservient. Yet, she dared to speak her mind. She challenged conventional thinking. Born in 1810, Fuller's life unfolded during a period of significant social and intellectual change. This was the era of Transcendentalism, a philosophical movement that celebrated the inherent goodness of humanity and the importance of intuition and experience. Fuller, with her sharp wit and insightful observations, became a leading voice of this movement. She believed in the power of self-reliance. She championed the rights of women, and she challenged us to think differently about ourselves and the world around us. Her ideas resonated deeply with many. She became a beacon of hope for those seeking a more just and equitable society. Margaret Fuller's thirst for knowledge was evident from a young age. Her father, a Harvard-educated lawyer, instilled in her a love of learning. He provided her with a rigorous education, unusual for girls at the time. Fuller devoured books on history, philosophy, and literature. She quickly surpassed her peers in intellect and ambition. She learned Latin and Greek. She immersed herself in the works of European Romantic writers. This deep dive into literature and philosophy shaped her worldview. It ignited within her a passion for social justice. She saw the inequalities around her. She questioned the limitations placed upon women. Fuller began her career as a teacher. She used her platform to empower young minds. She encouraged critical thinking and self-expression. She believed in nurturing the potential within each individual. Her classrooms were alive with debate and discussion, but teaching wasn't enough for Fuller. She yearned for a larger platform to share her ideas. She found her voice in writing. She became a literary critic for the New York Tribune. This was a groundbreaking achievement for a woman at that time. Margaret Fuller was a pioneer in journalism. She used her column to tackle a wide range of social and political issues. Her writing was sharp, witty, and thought-provoking. She challenged readers to confront their own biases. She sparked conversations about women's rights, education, and social reform. Her most famous work, Woman in the 19th Century, became a cornerstone of feminist thought. In this groundbreaking book, Fuller argued for women's intellectual and social equality. She challenged the prevailing notion that women were inferior to men. Fuller's ideas were considered radical for her time. She faced criticism and backlash for her outspoken views, but she remained undeterred. She continued to write and speak out about the issues she cared about. She believed in the power of words to create change. She inspired a generation of women to fight for their rights, and she left behind a legacy that continues to inspire us today. Margaret Fuller believed deeply in the power of self-reliance. She saw it as the cornerstone of individual growth and fulfillment. To her, self-reliance wasn't just about being independent. It was about trusting your own instincts, your own judgment, your own inner voice. Fuller knew that true freedom came from within. It wasn't something that could be given or granted by others. It had to be cultivated through self-discovery and introspection. Only then could one truly break free from societal constraints. This idea was radical for women in Fuller's time. Women were expected to be subservient and rely on men. Fuller rejected these limitations. She believed women possessed the capacity for independent thought and action. By embracing self-reliance, women could achieve their full potential. Self-reliance, Fuller argued, wasn't about isolating oneself from the world. It wasn't about rejecting relationships or community. Instead, it was about building a strong foundation within oneself from which to connect with others authentically and meaningfully. She believed that by cultivating our inner strength, we could better contribute to the world around us. Fuller saw self-reliance as a journey of self-discovery, a process of continuous growth and evolution. She encouraged individuals to embrace their flaws and imperfections, to learn from their mistakes, and to constantly strive for self-improvement. This journey, she believed, was essential for living a life of purpose and meaning. She often spoke about the importance of introspection, of taking the time to understand one's values, beliefs, and motivations. This self-awareness, she believed, was crucial for making authentic choices and living in alignment with one's true self. It was about being true to oneself, even when it was difficult. Fuller's emphasis on inner strength wasn't about becoming invincible or immune to life's challenges. It was about developing resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, to learn from our experiences, and to emerge stronger on the other side. It was about embracing the journey with all its ups and downs and using it as an opportunity for growth. One of Fuller's most powerful messages was the importance of embracing individuality. She celebrated the unique gifts and talents that each person brought to the world. She urged individuals to resist the pressure to conform to societal expectations and to instead express their authentic selves without reservation. Fuller believed that true progress could only come from a place of genuine self-expression. When individuals felt empowered to be themselves without fear of judgment or criticism, they could contribute their unique perspectives and talents to the world. This diversity of thought, she argued, was essential for societal growth and innovation. She challenged the notion that there was one right way to think, to believe, or to live. She encouraged individuals to question the status quo, to challenge conventional wisdom, and to forge their own paths based on their own values and beliefs. This spirit of independent thought, she believed, was essential for a vibrant and evolving society. Fuller saw the beauty in our differences. She recognized that each individual's unique perspective enriched the tapestry of human experience. She urged individuals to celebrate their own individuality and to appreciate the diversity of those around them. This embrace of individuality, she believed, was the key to creating a more just and compassionate world. Margaret Fuller's ideas about self-reliance were linked to her critique of societal expectations, especially for women. She saw how these expectations limited women's opportunities and stifled their voices. Fuller challenged these norms, advocating for a society that valued women's intellect and leadership. Her life was a testament to challenging societal norms. She pursued writing and journalism, fields dominated by men. Fuller spoke her mind openly, even when her views were radical. She refused to be confined by society's limited roles for women. Fuller's belief in self-reliance extended beyond gender, inspiring all to challenge societal expectations. Beyond the material, seeking spiritual depth. Margaret Fuller's vision of self-reliance wasn't solely focused on worldly achievement. She recognized that true fulfillment came from nurturing the spiritual dimension of our being. Fuller believed that within each of us resided a spark of the divine. She saw the pursuit of spiritual growth as an integral part of the human experience, the interconnected self-mind, body, and spirit in harmony. Margaret Fuller embraced a holistic view of human nature, recognizing the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit. She believed in nurturing all aspects of ourselves for true well-being. Fuller saw the intellect as a tool for understanding the world, but she valued intuition, emotion, and imagination equally. She advocated for a balanced life, honoring both body and mind. Fuller believed caring for our bodies enhanced intellectual and spiritual work. Nature as a conduit. Finding the divine in the everyday. Margaret Fuller found solace and inspiration in the natural world. She believed that nature was a powerful conduit to the divine. Fuller saw the natural world as a reflection of the divine order. By immersing ourselves in nature, we gain a deeper understanding of our place in the universe. A lifelong journey, embracing growth and transformation. Margaret Fuller understood that spiritual growth was not a destination, but a lifelong journey, a process of continuous learning, unlearning, and evolving. She believed that we were all works in progress, constantly unfolding and discovering new layers of ourselves. She encouraged individuals to approach this journey with a spirit of curiosity, openness, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. She believed that true spiritual growth required stepping outside of our comfort zones, challenging our beliefs, and being willing to let go of old patterns that no longer served us. Fuller saw challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth and transformation. She believed that it was through facing adversity that we discovered our inner strength, resilience, and capacity for compassion. She encouraged individuals to view life's inevitable difficulties not as obstacles, but as stepping stones on the path to greater self-awareness and spiritual maturity. She emphasized the importance of self-reflection, of taking the time to look inward and examine our motivations, beliefs, and actions. This process of self-inquiry, she believed, was essential for identifying areas where we needed to grow, heal, and evolve. Fuller believed that by cultivating a mindful and introspective approach to life, we could navigate our spiritual journeys with greater clarity, purpose, and intention. A voice for the voiceless, championing social justice. Margaret Fuller's commitment to self-reliance wasn't confined to the personal realm. She used her voice to advocate for those marginalized and oppressed. Fuller was a fierce critic of the injustices of her time, speaking out against slavery, poverty, and exploitation. She believed in the inherent dignity and worth of all human beings. Her writing often reflected her deep empathy for those suffering. Fuller saw social justice as a lived experience, demanding a transformation of hearts and minds. Expanding the circle of humanity, advocating for women's rights. Margaret Fuller is best known for her work as a feminist and advocate for women's rights. She argued that women were capable of the same intellectual rigor and leadership as men. Fuller's book, Woman in the 19th Century, became a cornerstone of feminist thought. She championed women's right to work outside the home and to be financially independent. Fuller believed in the power of female friendship and solidarity in the fight for equality. Education as empowerment, a catalyst for social change. Margaret Fuller believed education was the cornerstone of a just society. She saw education as a transformative force that empowered individuals. Fuller emphasized creating a nurturing learning environment where students could think critically. She advocated for equal educational opportunities for women and marginalized communities. Fuller envisioned a world where education was a right for all, essential for a thriving democracy. A legacy of activism, inspiring generations to fight for a better world. Margaret Fuller's legacy as a social reformer continues to inspire activists today. Her belief in the power of the individual to create a just world resonates deeply. Fuller's life and work remind us that true social change requires action. Her courage in speaking truth to power continues to inspire activists. Fuller's writings spark conversations and inspire new generations to embrace social responsibility. Kindred spirits, shared ideals, and mutual influence. Margaret Fuller's life was deeply intertwined with the Transcendentalist movement. She found kindred spirits in Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau. These intellectual friendships profoundly shaped Fuller's thinking. Fuller challenged and inspired both Emerson and Thoreau with her advocacy for social justice. She brought a unique perspective to their discussions, pushing them to consider broader social implications. A catalyst for Fuller's intellectual growth. Ralph Waldo Emerson played a pivotal role in Margaret Fuller's intellectual development. Fuller's contributions to the Dial helped establish her reputation as a gifted writer. Emerson's influence is evident in Fuller's emphasis on self-reliance and social reform. Their relationship was complex, with Fuller often challenging Emerson's individualistic approach. She pushed him to consider societal structures limiting opportunities for marginalized groups. A shared reverence for nature and self-reliance. Margaret Fuller's relationship with Henry David Thoreau was marked by a shared reverence for nature. Fuller admired Thoreau's willingness to live according to his principles. She was drawn to Thoreau's deep connection to nature and his ability to find meaning in it. Fuller believed nature could serve as a source of spiritual renewal. Thoreau's essay, Civil Disobedience, resonated deeply with Fuller's commitment to social justice. Shaping American intellectual history. Margaret Fuller's relationships with Emerson and Thoreau were instrumental in her intellectual development. These friendships provided Fuller with a supportive community and a platform for her ideas. Fuller enriched the Transcendentalist movement with her advocacy for social justice. The legacy of Fuller, Emerson, and Thoreau extends far beyond the 19th century. Their writings continue to inspire contemporary discussions about social justice and environmentalism. Margaret Fuller's life may have been tragically cut short, but her ideas continued to resonate. Her writings became touchstones for future generations of feminists and social reformers. Fuller's emphasis on self-reliance and social justice found fertile ground in the New Thought movement. Her call for a spiritual awakening resonated with New Thought's emphasis on personal transformation. Fuller's legacy extended beyond any single movement, bridging Transcendentalism and later movements. Her work continues to inspire contemporary readers with its timeless themes of self-discovery and truth. One of the most enduring aspects of Margaret Fuller's legacy is the resonance her ideas find with contemporary movements. Fuller's emphasis on self-reliance aligns with modern self-help and spiritual practices. Her call for introspection resonates with modern practices of mindfulness and therapy. Fuller's exploration of spirituality aligns with contemporary interest in meditation and alternative healing. Her writings on nature and solitude speak to a modern audience seeking deeper connections. Fuller's belief in the power of thought to shape reality aligns with the core principles of positive thinking. Margaret Fuller's legacy extends far beyond her influence on specific movements or philosophies. Her life and work offer timeless lessons about self-discovery, spiritual growth, and social change. Fuller's emphasis on self-reliance reminds us that true freedom comes from within. Her message is a powerful reminder to embrace our individuality and forge our own paths. Her exploration of spirituality encourages us to seek deeper meaning and purpose. We are not just physical beings, but also spiritual beings. Fuller's advocacy for social justice reminds us that personal growth is linked to the well-being of others. Her legacy inspires us to be agents of positive change. Margaret Fuller's life and work offer a rich tapestry of ideas that continue to resonate with contemporary readers. Her writings, though written over a century ago, speak to us with a startling freshness and immediacy. They challenge us to examine our own lives, to question our assumptions, and to live with greater purpose, integrity, and compassion. Fuller's legacy invites us to continue the conversation she started, to engage with her ideas in a way that is relevant to our own time and experiences. Her work provides a framework for understanding the interconnectedness of self-discovery, spiritual growth, and social change, themes that are as relevant today as they were in her own time. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, Fuller's message of self-reliance, her call for spiritual awakening, and her passionate advocacy for social justice offer a beacon of hope and inspiration. Her life and work remind us that each of us has the power to make a difference, to create a better world for ourselves and for future generations. By embracing her spirit of inquiry, her courage to challenge the status quo, and her unwavering belief in the human potential for growth and transformation, we can honor her legacy and continue the work she so passionately began. Margaret Fuller's journey was tragically cut short. She died in a shipwreck in 1850 at the age of 40, but her impact on American thought and culture continues to this day. She was a pioneer, a visionary, and a fearless advocate for a more just and equitable world. Her legacy reminds us that one voice can make a difference. One person's courage can inspire generations to come. Her life and work serve as a beacon, guiding us towards a world where self-reliance, spiritual growth, and social justice are lived realities. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the extraordinary life and legacy of Margaret Fuller.